Ruth McCracken and Trisetta Washington, two top-notch career and business strategists, are here to help you defy standards and break boundaries. Join them as they share powerful insights that have already impacted thousands of people and will have a major impact on your career, life balance, and business.
Welcome, welcome. Hi. Hey there, Trisetta. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. It's so good to be back with you. Oh my gosh, I missed you last week.
And it is indeed a pleasure to have you back as well, my friends. I'm really looking forward for us to go ahead and continue on with our episodes while we're live here and interacting with our community. Let us know where you all are chiming in from if you're here with us here in the sunny side of Florida. I'm here in Tampa Bay, Florida, and would love to know where you're tuning in from. I'm really excited how Breaking Boundaries is giving you permission, giving you the grace to be more aware and kind of shifting your thought process. The past couple of weeks, we've been talking about the 5 P's to getting you paid. Stay tuned. Go ahead and grab your favorite beverages. As you all know, the drill. Share. This would be so powerful and so impactful that you don't want to be here taking all of this glory all by yourself. Share it with your peers. Share it with some loved ones. This is the perfect and the right opportunity to now want to say, what are the 5 P's to getting you paid? We're now in part 3. But before we get started, you're probably wondering who we are. And we definitely want to let you know, if you're coming in for the first time, you're definitely at the right place at the right time. I am Ruth. I am the founder of RAM International & Co. HR professionals and mid-levels and up come to us when they're looking to move from being unrecognized to standing out as superstars, leveraging our proven Promote Yourself signature program. If that's you and you're looking to be able to elevate and own your career, go ahead and comment below and I will personally reach out to you and see how we can maybe perhaps work together. Meanwhile, stay tuned on how we're going to go ahead and unleash and uncraft on our topic today, Properly Prepare. But before we get started, I would love for you to know more about my peer and my friend, Trisetta.
Thanks, Ruth. So I am Trisetta Anel Washington, CEO and founder of Profitable Productivity, and we partner with ambitious executive women to help them overcome overwhelm and stress and burnout by combining time management strategies and self-care practices. It's what I like to call balanced ambition. You can have it all. You can be successful in life and in business or in your career without sacrificing the things that matter most. So I work with these ladies to create some tailored solutions so that they can have sustained success without the stress and the overwhelm.
And I love that. This is a perfect segue on how you want to go ahead and take advantage of the third part of our series on 5 P's to getting you paid. If you missed the other series or episodes, you want to go back and replay them because it's definitely going to give you an eye opener. It's going to give you some revelation. And most importantly, you'll be able to apply and take action right away. Because who wants to go ahead and increase their bags this year? Who wants to be able to now formulate a way where they're now creating a financial independency, number one, but also being more aware on how to go ahead and crash that glass ceiling that a lot of us may be aware of. So the first thing I would love for you to do is go ahead and help us be in a forever love affair with the algorithm on all of our platforms. Our goal is to go ahead and impact thousands of lives so that way everyone can be awakened. Everyone can now know what is the way, what is the different trending opportunities on getting you paid. Today's topic is now we want to be able to, we talked about before the power of planning, the power of painting your picture. Actually, painting your picture was the first one, power of planning. And now we're going into properly prepare. Yes. Now here's what I want you all to do, because sometimes we get to this mundane or just kind of just waking up, sliding ourselves out of bed and already know that in the back of your head, am I enjoying what I do in my 9 to 5. Let me know if this is resonating with you. Are you finding yourself working in a particular role or maybe in your business and you know that you should be getting more. You know that you want to be able to present yourself. You're the master of your keys. We all are. Let us come together and say, what ways can we start developing in demand skills? What are you really, really great at? One of the best ways to increase your earning potential, my friend, is you want to be able to acquire new skills, high demand skills in your field, most importantly. This can be by taking courses, attending training programs, or pursuing certifications. And by the way, if you are not familiar with it, because it hasn't been around very long, and for those who are following us on LinkedIn, I want you to take advantage of the LinkedIn Learning. It is phenomenal, and they do give you a still mass amount of information and valuable learning teaching for free. And of course, if you want to take advantage and open up the other opportunities, there is excellent resources. There's licensed and certified experts on how to develop your new skills when it comes to maybe certain CRMs, maybe perhaps in Microsoft, how to maybe take structure on Word and Excel, or even maybe leadership development, maybe bettering your communication. By the way, believe it or not, Tristetta, I don't know if I told you, I decided to enroll in an improv class, right?
Really?
Yeah, so I
That's
wanted to
very
do something.
okay. I gotta hear all about this.
So, I always said, what ways can I master the skills that I have in my tool house? And obviously we talk a lot, right? And I want to be able to be more creative with my communication, who I'm looking to convey my thoughts to, not just so much more on my business, but also relationships, my family and loved ones. And for me, I want to be able to have fun. And I'm taking this skill because I want to be more creative. What is a different way that I can show up and still be able to have fun and evolve and grow? And you can do the same thing too, is where I'm getting at. What are you really great at? Or maybe you're okay around it and now you want to be better than okay. Maybe perhaps you're wanting to be more proficient in organization, maybe time management. Maybe you want to increase your visibility as far as the leadership. What ways can you convey a leadership? There's so many leaderships out there. And let me know if you all agree, when they may have a way of monotone, they may sound very authoritative or very strict, and they're forgetting that they're talking to people who can relate, right?
Yeah, it's there's so many different ways that you can hone your skills, right? For so long we focus solely on traditional education, but
Yeah.
the internet has broken down the barriers, right? It has broken down the walls to information. And
Mm,
even though, maybe you don't want to go spend tens of thousands of dollars to go get a degree, an additional degree, you don't have to. You can do something as simple as reading a book. If there's a
mm,
particular subject that you want to um, hone your skills on, like for example, for me, I realized that weakest, the weakest link in my business, because I am the business, right? The
yeah.
weakest link was my selling ability because that's
Mm,
never been an area of business where I have worked. So I've never honed in on that skill. And so I went and bought several, I did some research and I bought several books on selling, the art of selling,
I
so
love
that
that.
I could strengthen that skill. So you can do books. And like Ruth said, LinkedIn Learning has some amazing courses. Now, to get access to it, you do have to have LinkedIn Premium in order to access the LinkedIn Learning, but it's totally worth it. They have whole courses. You can get certificates.
Yes.
You can just you can just watch specific videos. It doesn't matter. There's YouTube. You can invest in a
Yes.
coaching program, right? You can invest in a coaching program. There's so many different ways that you can go about developing those skills that are in demand in your industry so that you can then now slide that on your resume to better position yourself for that salary that you're wanting to command.
100%. 100%. And if you're probably wondering, well, how do I even maybe get myself encouraged or become more aware? I, for one, say that networking is definitely not going anywhere. It is still part of our society, our day and age, because number one, people connect with people. We want to be able to build relationship, which segues into how do you want to become? You want to be able to building a strong professional network. And if you already have a network of folks, how are you connecting with them? How are you maybe engaging and perhaps building and just catching up with each other? You may have someone right there in your community who's really great at organization management or productivity, like Coach Trisetta. You want to be able to take your networking opportunities, which is so viable. It's key to advancing your career, number one, and also your business, and finding new opportunities for higher paying roles. I've known from my clients, they say, Ruth, I've been in my role for 5 years, 10 years, and maybe perhaps got a merit increase of perhaps maybe not more than 3% each year. You got to be able to build really strong relationships within your industry and your peers. They will give you the 411. Yes. Let us know in the comments if you're maybe saying, well, what ways can I craft or a message or maybe connect with mentors and influencers who, by the way, can actually help you open doors if you know how to be able to connect, if you're knowing how to be able to present that olive branch. A lot of people say, well, what's in it for me? Right? These are opportunities where doors can be open, right? New job offers and promotions come from word of mouth.
Yes.
70% of job opportunities are unlisted. So the question you want to ask yourself is, am I continually increasing my inner circle? And who do I have in my inner circle that is of value? And how can I maybe connect with them and seeing how I can support them and how they can support me? By the way, I know we talked about LinkedIn earlier because LinkedIn is an area, it's your gold mine. It's an area where you can definitely create new kindled relationships. LinkedIn is a great platform for networking. You can go into private groups or public groups that's relatable to what you're looking to yield in as your next chapter in your business or your career. And most importantly, being able to stay in touch with professional contacts. Let me know, do you all see it to be true where I know a lot of you all may get, at least I can speak for myself and maybe Trisetta can say the same. We get a lot of inbox messages, right? But you can then handpick which ones you want to be able to say, you know what, this is intriguing. They're talking about sales. They're talking about how to increase my sales abilities, or perhaps maybe seeking opportunities on ways to entertain new roles. Maybe saying, well, you know what, let me see if this is a new opportunity for me, because study shows that every 18 months, high performers are promoting themselves. And then there's a very great ancient saying, whatsoever man thinketh, so is he. If you're saying, well, Ruth, I don't know how to network. I'm not good at networking. I'm shy. I'm an introvert. They're never going to want to come to me. They're not going to respond to my messages. I actually did a couple last month and I never heard of them, never heard back from them. Well, guess what? You're projecting that because of where you're thinking. How you're thinking is basically where the emotion or the energy flows. Yes. So wherever you're paying attention to, and if it's not serving you, guess what? That energy is going to go ahead and make it grow even more because that's what you're focusing on.
Yeah. I feel like every series we do, some kind of way we talk about networking but it's so crucial to success
100%.
in any area of life.
Yes.
Networking, we've said this before, your network is your net worth, right?
Yes.
It really dictates. And so it's really important to make sure that you are developing relationships, being mindful of the relationships that you're developing, and looking for segues into circles that you otherwise wouldn't have access to, right? Like Ruth was talking about LinkedIn. And, it shows you people that you have in common so that you can broaden and stretch your network. I have gotten multiple jobs through my network. I have gotten contracts in my business. Matter of fact, for the last 2 years, every single contract that I've gotten in my business has been because of a referral, because of someone I knew referred me to someone else, except for one. Out of all the contracts that I've gotten in the last 2 years, all of them have been referral based. And then my daughter, who's just, she's 30 years old, she's still relatively early in her career. Every single position she has gotten has been because of a referral. Someone that she built a relationship with while she was working went somewhere else and then was like, hey, Alexia, we have an opportunity over here. Would love to have you come join us join our team over here, right? And she more than doubled her salary in a year and a half. No, not even a whole year. Or a year and about 2 months. She doubled her salary.
That's incredible.
Of relationships.
Now you see the power of relationship, everybody. Let me know that in the comments that, wow, I need to get out of self. I need to get out the way. I need to go ahead and build that courage. It's a discipline. It is a habit. It's forming a thought process around how can I be able to connect more? Love that. How you're now being able to leverage your referral, leveraging your actual inner circle, and compounding it by even rewarding yourself that way. Now, finally, let me let you all know, given the fact that a lot of us say, I just want my foot in the door, or I'll do a lot of pro bono work, and I'm good at, being a service provider, but how about negotiating your salary? A lot of folks tend to find that to be a very sensitive topic, and it can be. I get it. You're talking about negotiating your skill set, but once you know what your skill sets are and the areas that you're becoming a master around, you then start to get that confidence. You become more aware. Are you aware of what you are valued when it comes to your actual skill sets? The ones that you've really take an ownership on and you work on every day. When it comes to time to discuss your salary with your employer, for example, it's important to be prepared and confident. I just said that. Research industry salary ranges, know your worth. There's so much plethora of platforms out there. And I do know a couple that I do yield to, even in fact, if you're willing to even want to negotiate for fair compensation, start doing some research. A lot of my clients, when I talk to them, they're like, well, Ruth, I asked them, what do you want to make in your next hire and position? It was like, well, I'm not sure, because I don't know what exactly is my actual scale when it comes to the market. I don't know what there may be coming to seeing my wealth when it comes to my experience, maybe my education. But now is the time you want to be able to do some studying. Study to know what exactly your tool house is worth. LinkedIn, by the way, also, for just to name one of the tools, also offers a salary tool that can help you provide valuable insights into your industry, pay trends, and help you to prepare also for salary negotiations. What other tools that you maybe perhaps can share as well, Tracetta?
Well, I know there's also the salary.com where you can look at median, you can look at kind of the highs and the lows and the median salaries for very specific positions or types of roles, right? But I would also recommend evaluating your own resume, your own skill set, and putting a dollar value on your specific skill set, so that when you do go in to negotiate, you can tout and say, that, I possess this particular mix of skills, which is unusual for this particular type of role. So maybe you have a certain skill that the average person in that industry doesn't possess. You can tout that and really showcase what makes you unique, what unique value, what unique skills you bring to the table that will set you apart from others who are applying for the same who have applied for the same role.
Yes. Yes,
You got to
100%.
do the research. You got to know that going in, right? You don't want to wait until you get to the negotiation table to start trying to do that work, because it does take some time. So you want to do that now, right? We're talking about preparing. So you want to do that now so that you're already positioned once you get to the place where it comes down to a salary negotiation.
I mean, and another way of preparing is kind of put bite-sized conversations out there. Actually, because your words carry power.
Mm-hmm.
They do leverage. Talk it with your friends, talk it with your family. Say, you know what, I'm really enjoying my work, but now I'm thinking I do need to go ahead and bump it up on my pay. And what are your thoughts? And they may be able to share with you some scenarios what they've encountered. If you keep it bottled in your head, how else are you going to be able to know that you're not alone? There's other people who are seeing that, oh man, what would life look like for me if I was to be able to increase my salary to 20,000 or 30,000 or even double? Who would you even become? How would you start thinking? Would your taste buds start to change? Will you now be able to put some investments to the side? Will you now be more creative and maybe be able to go and co-create with other charity events or charity nonprofit organizations? You have to do something different. You got to start thinking different in order to start seeing yourself becoming more of your future self. In order to negotiate, you got to be able to what? We talked about this in our prior episodes on leveraging your voice, right? Leveraging how to be able to ask. You have not because you what? Ask not. Another great ancient saying, from a Bible verse. You want to be able to unleash the power from within. Remember that you are not alone. There's so many resources. If you're saying, Ruth, how do we get to the point where I want to be able to leverage my voice? I want to be able to see what is my value when it comes to my tool house, when it comes to my skills that I knew I master, but I'm only getting paid 50,000 when I know that my peers are getting 70, 80, 100K, if not more, right?
Yeah. And, I think that and this is more geared towards women, because I feel like men traditionally don't have any issues commanding what they want. I think
not as much as women does. I mean, let's
Yeah.
be fair. And I'm sure
Yeah.
some men can definitely attest that as well. And I know there's some men that maybe struggle, but yes,
Yeah.
to your point.
Yeah. So us late, because we're taught, right? We're taught to, not, not use our voice in that way. But I think it's really important to not be afraid to ask. It's the just because you get the offer letter,
Yeah.
you don't have to accept it as it is. You can always go back and
Yes.
ask for a little bit more financially, and there's other ways to negotiate salary. Your salary is made up of so much more than just your paycheck, right? The
100%.
financial compensation. You've got a whole benefits package. So look for opportunities to sweeten the deal in other ways, right? So maybe you ask for a flex schedule, or you ask for remote, ability to work remotely,
Yeah.
or maybe you ask for a stand-up desk, right? So find ways to sweeten the offer for you, in addition to the financial compensation, right? Because your salary is made up of so much more than just that dollar amount that they put
I
on
like
the
that.
offer.
Yes, as we're wrapping up, I know the audience are probably curious to knowing about how to, making their bag increase, getting paid. We talked about it, and we want to be able to let you know you got to properly prepare, right? We want to be able to let you know, preparing yourself to get paid more in your business, in your career, associating yourself with other like-minded others that are part of your industry, being able to go ahead and network. Staying competitive is so powerful in this job market as well as in the business market. There's so many people, and then I don't want you to feel frustrated on the fact that how come they can do it and I can do it. No, that's another mindset shift that you want to be able to. It's a limitness. It's infinite. It's infinite opportunities out there. The question you want to ask yourself is, how can I demonstrate my values and negotiate my salary so I can now increase my earning potential and achieve greater success in my career in life? Remember, you got to be more proactive. You got to stay proactive. You got to get off the bench. You got to go in the game and play. You got to pay to play, right? And you got to be persistent in your efforts in order to advance in what you're looking to advance in. Have you even taken the time to see who you are now and who you like to become, right? I think that's powerful by itself. In closing, and remember that, with the right mindset and the right strategies, you can control your earning potentials, my friend, right?
Absolutely.
And you can also secure a massively bright future for yourself. It's crazy. It's really powerful that we can do that. No, go ahead and let us know in the comments. Let us know that This Is Man has been a mind-breaking reality for you on how to be able to properly prepare for your increase, how to get paid more so how to even see your value as a person, as a co-creating with your team, co-creating with your business, your life, your lifestyle. You have to take time for self. And I know we talked about it in previous moments, but this is an opportunity where a lot of our audience, and they speak on it, and I'm sure you all are thinking of it too, for those who are listening now, is what ways can I start exercising this? What ways can you share with them, Trucetta? What ways can they start creating this ability? They may not have been accustomed to negotiating. They may not have been accustomed to networking. They may not have been accustomed to perhaps developing in-demand skills. How can they?
I would say one of the things that I always recommend whenever I'm working with my clients is to break it down to the smallest step possible. It's called Kaizen. It's this concept of Kaizen, right? It's teeny tiny baby steps in the right direction. Because if you're doing something that you've never done before, it can be a little bit overwhelming. It can be a little intimidating, and kind of keep you in a place of being stuck because you're like, I don't know where to begin, or it's just, I feel like I have to take this big, huge leap. And I don't know if I'm going to, I'm going to leap and will I be able to make it to the other side? Right.
Yeah.
My doom, So I always say, like, what's the teeny tiniest, smallest step that you can take that's going to move you in the direction you desire to go?
Yeah.
And begin with that. And then once you've taken that teeny tiny step, do another teeny tiny baby step. And before you know, if you keep taking those baby steps, before you know it, you'll build your confidence and you'll be able to take even larger steps. And then before long, you'll be in there commanding the salary that you want, right? So maybe start, if you're talking about like negotiating for an offer, it could be something as simple as, all right, they came back and with a salary of 95,000, maybe you counter for 97, right? It's a small, very small amount, right? So come up with a small amount that you would feel comfortable asking for. They may give it to you, they may not. But the fact is, you took that tiny step and asked for something that you desired. And that will that will build your confidence for the next time. And what if they say yes?
Right. Now you can feel like, oh my gosh, now you're going to find this adrenaline in you. It's like, well, if I could have asked for more, but then now you have this appetite. You've created this adrenaline and this endorphin now, where now you're saying you're elevating. Now you're becoming more aware. Now you're creating roadblocks. I mean, you're actually creating your roadmap as to how now, what's next? Now you're excited because you've now fulfilled something that you thought you were not able to do. The fear of the unknown. It's time to put that old basket to the side. It doesn't no longer serve you. You won't know until you try. And in closing, I would love to always leave you all with this. It's because it matters to me on how you whatever you're mastering, what are you doing with what you're doing now with your hands? So whatever you're doing now with your hands, do it with all of your might, do it with all of your strength, and most importantly, do it with all of your power. Yes. Be the best that you can be. That's the best that you can give yourself to do every day. Be the best that you can be. Go ahead and let's go ahead and bless someone by sharing this episode, because this may be the opportunity for them to now say yes to themselves, say yes to in demanding their skills, say yes to elevating their networking, building really keen relationships. And most importantly, say yes to their increasing their worth when it comes to their skill sets. Until next time, my friend, have an amazing day and look forward to talking to you then.
Bye for now.
Join and subscribe with career strategist Ruth McCracken and business strategist Trissetta Washington to the Breaking Boundaries podcast each week. You too can experience the limitless potential of rewriting rules and creating an extraordinary future for yourself.